Okay, cool. All right, guys, we are back into it with Hatmaster and the best in NA again. Going the same starting builds, playing, of course, the same gods. So sorry for the unfortunate interruption of the match. Obviously, not my fault, not their fault. Hi-Rez's fault. Now, we love Hi-Rez because they fund these tournaments, and they can do no wrong, though. So it was like some sort of... No. There was probably some sort of catastrophic event happened. There was probably no avoiding it. To be fair, really.
For sure, but yeah, we see the starter items exactly the same, and I think we'll see similar kind of gameplay as well.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that this doesn't interrupt the way that things went. We saw Hatmaster at about a level and a half above the best in NA, and a lot of people will say, well, Hatmaster was ahead in that match. You know, it's not really fair that they have to redo. There was no first blood, and a level and a half with a Bancroft's build over a Warlock Sash is not really a lead. It's basically not a lead at all. Not to discredit Hatmaster's performance at all, but at that point there wasn't much that could have been done or was done to establish much of a lead, at least in my opinion. It's subjective, but yeah. So I don't think that this is the worst case scenario. More than anything, it's annoying to both players and annoying to you guys. So again, apologies.
For sure, and I think we'll expect to see the same thing as well. Since Hatmaster is going to Bancrofts again, Gabe is going with slow Warlock Sash build again. I think we'll see similar turnout to.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the only way that I can see is if Hatmaster gets over aggressive, because it looks like Best in NA is very, very confined to that tower. He seems confident that if he plays this out to the late game, that he'll be able to get it with that kind of itemization and with this strategy. Now, Hatmaster is doing the kind of the Ho Yi thing, like you mentioned in last game. It's a very Ho Yi like strategy as well, to just run behind your opponent and go over to their buffs and take them down with that ricochet. It's funny how it works out so similarly, because it's a very strong asset to have in Duel, be able to do that and set yourself ahead of them in experience from the start.
For sure, I think that's definitely a big strength of Kuzenbo. His buff taking ability is very strong compared to other Guardians. Guardians being known as having not the greatest buff clear early on, but Kuzenbo is the exception, and with that, look for him to have an early lead and see if he can push it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Builds exactly the same as the previous game. Gab has a Warlock Sash online, just looking to get those stacks up, play passive until he has a lot of those stacks. Whereas the Kuzenbo, Hatmaster, he's got that Bancroft's online, looking to be aggressive and see if he can result in an early first blood.
Yeah, and Hatmaster, like we were saying, is a very well-known Guardian player. He's he's like a big a showstopper kind of guy. He's got a presence about him, and he's got a reputation. Best in NA, we really don't know that much about, given tournament performances. We haven't seen too much of him. I know I've seen him get reasonably far before, do a good job, but I haven't seen any like big upsets coming out of him. In terms of proficiency on Geb, I don't know. I don't know. So many players, it's you never know this guy. Well, okay, you might know because he had a loading card and you could have seen what level his Geb was. So, all right, you got me there, Maz. Very, very tricky. But wait, no, please. Okay, we're good. Oh, okay. We're going places right now. So I like how we're at almost exactly the same spot that we were before. It's almost the same time and almost the same level-wise. So luckily, very smart of Best in NA to stop the rollout right there. He would have certainly died if he had continued.
Yeah, very smart play. Just looking to avoid the Kuzenbo cashing. All the Nene Kappa is out, but not enough damage.
Yeah, wow, I didn't even realize that in the background. It's crazy, because sometimes I...
the Sunder and the ult. First blood goes to Hatmaster.
Wow, what
really well played by Hatmaster. Diving the tower of the Sunder. Perfect play.
Yeah, really, really cute stuff there. That just bridging the gap with that ultimate, being able to get to him so quickly with such a wide hitbox there, while CCing you, and there was absolutely nothing Geb could have done, because he couldn't have outrun it, and, he couldn't have prevented it. Once he was in that position, of course, trying to hold on to that wave and continue absorbing the creeps. A little greedy of Best in NA, given the you know, given the state of things right now, given his health bar, he needed to back off after that Kappa absolutely demolished him.
For sure, Geb just slightly staying a bit longer than he should have, but Master punishing it perfectly. So interestingly enough, the Geb has gone for the cooldown boots, whereas the Kuzenbo he's decided to go for those power boots, and that really reinforces the fact that the Geb is looking for the late game, and the Kuzenbo is going for that early game damage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ties right in.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about in the previous game. Every time the Geb is using his two, I think the Kuzenbo's reflecting all that damage back. Oh, huge amount of damage, yeah. But the
Wow, he
coming into play.
actually goes down to the creeps. That's incredibly close. I can't believe. I thought Hatmaster was actually going to get tagged by that last tower shot there, but miraculously doesn't get out just in time. And Best in NA actually does drop there. It was a really, you know, a really valiant attempt though. He almost had that comeback potential right there.
Yeah, really good turnaround to try and stun him inside the tower range and apply that Sunder as well, but just the creeps and the Sunder, the reflect as well, just all too much for Recap to withstand.
Yeah, those are my absolute favorite plays when somebody goes aggressive into the tower against you and you counter aggress by like stunning them in it and you try to just body block them into it and you know, come out the other side of the victory. That's the best, but it did not work out that way for Best in A right now, and Hatmaster really running away with this, up 1,400 gold this early on. It's a very strong lead, and as we said, this build plays right into it. He's actually going into the Warlock Sash himself, and now he's in a very comfortable spot to pick that up because he's already established such a large lead. He'll easily be able to stack into it and know that his late game will be just as long as Geb, and all the while he's getting there, he's going to have this power spike from Bancrofts to you know, to just solidify and keep that advantage going.
For sure, I agree with you completely, and I do really like this late Warlock Sash here. I think this is actually the best place to build it. I think it definitely is important to get a Warlock Sash because of the stats it provides is just going to be incredible in the late game, but I think here is the perfect place to build it. Oh, coming out.
Ooh. We actually saw a miss Sunder there completely from Hatmaster, but did not matter at all. Cleaned it up very well.
Yeah, it did miss for Sunder, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, another good attempt by the Geb, but just not seeming to phase Hatmaster here. He's been so quick on the offensive here, and he has been, you know, willing to pull out all the stops.
For sure. Interestingly, the Geb also has decided to go into Bancrofts now. I think he's just trying to make up for some of the power that he's missing from his early Warlock Sash, trying to make something happen here with his Bancrofts, but might be a too little too late kind of situation.
Yeah, if you look at it, they are literally doing each other's builds backwards.
Yeah. And I do prefer the Kuzenbo style of build, honestly. He gets a starter item, he gets that early power spike, and he still gets the advantage of building this Warlock Sash, but only after he's got that damage already.
Yeah, for sure.
Really
Same for me, at least for playstyle wise. I just love being able to play with that sort of aggressive style from the get-go. But I don't know. I do think that building into this Warlock build, personally, I've played into so many players who will utilize that early Warlock so well. I'm thinking of like Souls that will build into Warlocks, or back in the day at least. Oh, that is so okay. That's cool. He's not going to kill him off of it. But that was cool as hell. Yeah. Yeah, so Kuzenbo's got some moves. I like him. I'm liking him now. I still don't think I like playing him. Some about his movement feels a little awkward to me, but he puts on a show. At least when Hatmaster's playing with him so far.
Play him for the memes. That is what Kuzenbo's all about. But yeah. Not even 10 minutes into the game, and Kuzenbo aggressing onto the Phoenix.
Yeah, well, wow. Oh my god, no. He's out of range there, but luckily for Hatmaster, he's got creeps. Not even going to take another follow-up shot there from the Phoenix. Just going to be able to get straight out. Very well timed. Unfortunately, he did waste his Sunder and ult there, so that's you know, a little bit of a win for the Geb, a little bit to look forward to, say, on the next engagement. At least he knows that he doesn't have an ultimate available to him to keep that push going for a little bit.
Yeah, great attempt coming out by Kuzenbo, but just another thing what makes Geb a strong pick in this tournament, and we've seen it in the previous game as well, his rollout movement speed is a very strong escape. This is the second time we've seen a Geb escape on a sliver of health thanks to that rollout ability.
Oh, this does not look good. Look at the damage from that push, but he's still out once again due to the rollout. Able to just completely get out of dodge there. And like I was saying earlier with the Warlocks, I do think that Warlocks on a defensive style god that's looking for the late game can work out better than going it in the mid game or the late game if Best in NA was able to follow through with his play style well enough. You know, he really needs. It was his job to not allow the Kuzenbo to just dive him as easily as he did, and just mounts a good defense while trying to get to late game. You can't just build the build and expect to get there, right? You really have to play up to it. So I think, especially with Geb, as you were saying, so defensive, so many escapes. Oh, look at this bait. He's already used Warlock, or not Warlock, rollout.
Yeah.
But yet again, Kuzenbo just doesn't have I mean, his ult will only push him away and deal a little bit more damage, so it's just not powerful enough of a lockdown to secure those kills after if he hasn't been able to push him in the opposite direction.
Definitely. The Geb going into what looks like a Polynomicon. Very interesting. I'm not sure if that's the best choice here. I guess he's just trying to get some extra damage on his autos online, but we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, like we were saying, it does combo very well for Geb, that Polynomicon. Not so much, one thing I was thinking the last match we were watching Geb go into Athena, and it was even, this is not good. This is not good. But a counter engage? I don't know. Best in NA doesn't look confident taking this. I think he should be able to. This is his do or die. But Hat Master with the cute blink.
Good blink.
I love those blinks, man. You gotta love those blinks. That blink is such an awesome movement ability. Obviously not originating in Smite by any means, but just I'm so glad that it's in it.
Hatmaster's really feeling himself. Unfortunately, he did get the Geb did secure the Fire Giant, which does put Hatmaster a little bit behind and helps the Best in NA try and get to that late game point. But
yeah, exactly. More than anything, it deters Hatmaster from getting it himself by stealing it away there for Best in NA. It's not going to get him a tower by any means because he doesn't have the potential to push here. He's way too far behind. But it's going to give him. It's going to buy him some very much needed time.
Yeah, going to his blue buff. Kuzenbo spotted it out though, and looking like he's trying to contest.
Yeah, already used 2 of his abilities getting here, so he's not going to be able to fight back too well yet, but it's going to harass him a little bit.
So Hatmaster, he's finished his Obsidian Shard, and it looks like he's going into another pen item, perhaps Spear of Desolation, maybe? What do you think he's going into with that Enchanted Spear?
Yeah, I doubt it would be the Spear of the Magus, as it is counteracted a little bit by the Obsidian Shard. So yeah, cooldown here would be nice for him, and he doesn't have many other opportunities to get it. So even though the Spear of Desolation won't give him the passive won't be able to proc for him, he will be able to get some nice cooldown off of the item and some good penetration, strong power from it. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, agreed. Cheap item, not extremely expensive, and very stat efficient.
Yeah, and Poly is really the go-to for a lot of these Guardians, and Kuzenbo definitely doesn't seem like one of those Guardians. His auto attacks just are so awkward, I feel like, and are not easily procced after all of that. Whoa. There's a moth flew into my mouth now. But, he can't proc them like Geb can in a combo-like fashion other than after his dash. Even then, just slow to the draw.
Oh, missed the Sunder, but he's ulting. Huge amount of damage coming from that ult. Is the Best going to reinitiate? No, he's going to go back to base, and a wise decision. He is level 14 compared to a level 17 Kuzenbo, so definitely respect that decision to back up.
Yeah, I like that that you're here to balance that out, because me, I would just be like, oh man, this motherfucker is really running away from that, man. His ult was down, he missed his Sunder. He's gonna dip on that, but no, I absolutely understand. It is an optimal strategy, and if he can get it rolling in his favor, because Geb, it will work out. It will work out in the end for him.
Sunder.
Oh, a lot of missed Sunders in the later half of this game.
Yeah, going back to your Polynomicon and Kuzenbo, I completely agree with you. A lot of Kuzenbo's damage is either long range with his Nene Kappa, or it's pushing the enemy away from him in his ult and his dash, so I agree completely, and I like the decision for Hatmaster not to go with Polynomicon.
Well, okay. We completely forgot there was a... Wait, is there never a Spear of Desolation on that tree, Mons? Did you bait me? Because I feel like there's not.
Pretty sure there is.
Okay, there's 3 on that side? Because I'm saying that's a lot of items, man.
I'm sure Shaft will flame
Yep, if you're wrong. As long as I wasn't the one to bring it up. Yeah, so Divine Ruin, also a good option. I mean, there's not much healing. It's really just a little bit from the back cross, so I don't know if I love this itemization. Obviously, if you're going up against someone that has innate healing, like the Sylvanas or something, that makes a lot more sense to me, but it's also Polynomicon, so that's 2 lifesteal items. That's a fair amount, so it makes sense, and it's extra penetration, so I like it. I feel it. Oh, there are 3 on that side? All right, Mons. All right. He gets through to the next round.
Hey, there we go.
I was testing you, by the way.
This was the test. Great. So he is going into the Polynomicon, so disregard my previous statements. I don't think it's the strongest choice. I would have preferred to see a Rod here, but we'll see how it works out for Kuzenbo. Geb doing a great job of stalling out the game, allowing him to get more farm online, trying to get to that late game.
Oh yeah, this is so strange. No Rod as the last item here from Hatmaster. Like we were saying, you can't. Oh, what are these sunders from anyone? What the? Did this just happen to you? Did you do this?
Oh my god.
Are we on a Hawaiian roller coaster ride? Yeah. Oh, that's you. Is that you? What? Hatmaster got him. All right. Did that happen on your screen? Everything that was just happening to me?
No, I don't think so. My screen looked fine.
What the fuck? What is wrong with Spectator?
Did you miss that? Because that was a really good play.
Yeah, I missed. Maybe we should show that side from your end on the video.
We'll get Rob on that.
Yeah, we took a trip around the map. We did get to see the end of it to an extent, and that was
okay, let me try and describe the play. So the Geb goes in, Kuzenbo CC means all of Geb's CC with his ult, turns it around the huge amount of damage the Geb was doing, and blew up the Geb with a counter ult and dash into the wall. It was a huge turnaround because the Geb had a lot of damage.
Yeah, it looked like he was gonna take
so
it. I was
really
gonna be sad.
play.
I thought we missed the comeback.
Yeah, Hatmaster completely turning it around and bopping that Geb. Spam the shadow bops in chat, please.
Oh man, there's too many troll things happening in a Kuzenbo game. You know, it's like, there's no way this wasn't planned.
This is what Kuzenbo does.
I feel like he's gonna go down here. Like, well, the rollout's already expended. Actually, never mind. Hatmaster lives once again. Best really had to focus on that wave. By the way, this best in NA is not best Ponage, who's a mod of mine who's been seen in other tournaments. I probably should have said that earlier because you could easily be confused. Yeah. He's relatively new to the scene here, at least to the tournament scene. And he is not the best from Dignitas. Nobody ever calls him the best from Dignitas anymore. I liked when he was the best on Dignitas.
Yeah, what team is he on now? Is it AI? Team AI? I think it is.
Yeah, actually, I was going to be like, Eager, what are you, an idiot? But yeah, you're right. I kind of forgot about that whole, yeah.
But yeah, Geb finishing off his build with what looks like a rod of what? My mistake there, but yeah, finishing off with a rod. Oh, huge amount of damage from
Oh,
again,
wow.
but
It's
not
so
enough.
unfortunate. Oh, look at
Oh!
what?
Nene Kappa.
It wouldn't have been a
through
Kuzenbo
autos.
game if he didn't finish it with a Nene Kappa. But actually, I don't know. Well, he's going to have to back off of this and kill it with the wave, obviously. But he does take it down. What a what a performance from Hatmaster. This god is looking very strong in this tournament. I know Cosmos was talking about him too. Cosmos, of course, pretty much his tournament favor every week for these events. Generally, just comes in and cleans house. And I know that he was a big fan of him here as well. So either we might see this god banned more, or you know, just that maybe Hatmaster and Cosmos both just showcasing their talent along with this god's talent. Really impressive stuff.
Yeah, really well played, and please more Kuzenbo. That was amazing.